Hi guys, welcome to Soulful Guide and welcome to my home. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And on this channel, we talk about spirituality, growth, life, forgiveness, everything that has to do with life itself. And so, as you can tell from the title of the video, your divine feminine, your divine masculine. I mean, this is a topic that we don't hear a lot about. Society doesn't really teach us much about the divine feminine, the divine masculine. And it's so important for me, for us to recognize that we have both energies. It is very important for us to come into terms with these energies and to accept them for what they are and for what they can do. We need to also heal them. We need to also recognize them and flow in them so that we can become our best authentic self. And you know, this channel is all about being authentic, finding your truth, and just being guided. So I will share a lot about my story here and I will give you tips. And I feel like this could be a series of videos that I create around the masculine and the feminine. Okay? All right. So the masculine energy is referred to as the male aspect of us, while the feminine energy is the female aspect of us. It's true that most women are operating in the masculine form, and I'm going to speak and tell you my story. So I didn't grow up in a home that had a male figure per se. So I saw my mother just going. I saw her getting everything that she needed to provide for me and my sister and the household. I didn't see a male figure taking care of the things that society tells us that a man needs, right? I saw her just working. And mom, I love you so much. Thank you for the strength you had to do what you had to do. And so that affected my masculine and it affected my feminine. A mother is supposed to be nurturing and giving and using her intuition and caring for the children. A father is supposed to be the one that is strong, even though the woman the feminine is strong. And that's why I am going back to the fact that we have both, but we oftentimes overuse and abuse one or the other. For me, I was operating in my masculine energy. There was no room for my feminine energy, because my divine feminine, because of how I saw my mother and how I was treated and how I was, right? So my mother was a little bit hard. She was strong. I needed it. But in my older days, I recognized how much I wasn't flowing in the dimension of my divine feminine. She was wounded, and it allowed me to be very hard and cold and daunted. So everything about my entire life was just out of control. In high school, I was out of control. It allowed me to choose or be in relationships that were not for my good, for my highest good. It allowed me to make choices that were not for my highest good. Now that I'm looking back at my life, at this stage, I recognize that everything makes sense. And I can actually say that my masculine led me to my feminine. I knew that there was imbalancing me. I never knew it was divine feminine or divine masculine. I had no idea what that was. But I knew inside of me that something was out of balance, and I had to be tuned into what's calling me. And majority of the households now are running on divine or masculine energy with wounded feminine. And the men are that wounded feminine, wounded masculine, wounded feminine on the female, and wounded masculine. So that's how society is pretty much right now. But we're getting out of this because we are recognizing what our roles really are and how to balance them. It's not to say one is more potent than the other, but it is to get it in balance where you're able to flow in your masculine when that is called for, and you're able to flow in your feminine when that's called for. For example, a male, he needs to make probably decision around his career that provides for his family, but he's been having a very, very hard time at work, for example. And so he is just like this, going, making decisions after decisions, but not really focusing on the emotions and the struggle that he's facing. So he gives his divine feminine no attention whatsoever. And so that becomes out of balance. And so when he comes home to his family, he's not his true, authentic self, because he's now running in the lane of masculine. And the truth is, we have to recognize that we all have emotions. We have strong, hard things that happen to us. And then we have the softer side. So it balances us, the divine. God knows what he was doing when he created us. And I got a download that most of us were reincarnated here. And yes, I'm saying that. And so when you probably were in your other life, you probably were a male, and you came back in this lifetime as a female. And I'm looking on the patterns of what that may look like. And so it had to be, that is why, or one of the reasons why God gave us both energies. So we have to learn to heal it. And I will make videos on how to heal it, how to know if it's wounded, how to know how to make it come back. And I want to give how to balance, sorry, not come back, but to balance it, because we are created to be harmonious and to live a balanced life. I believe that's one of the reasons why we are here. And so I want to share this just quick download of what I have here. If a woman's masculine energy is overused, for example, my mother and me in my life, probably 7 years ago, her body becomes tense and she begins to feel physical pain. For me, that was headaches. I was having headaches because of my diet, and also because of how much I was thinking. I needed to get this done. I needed to look this. This needs to be this way. This needs to be this way. And so I had physical pain. She becomes, lack. She doesn't have flow. I didn't have the flow. I didn't have the softer side to me because of what I grew up and I saw, and what I needed to do based on what was happening with my personal relationship in my life, right? And so I had to recognize that the divine feminine is to flow, and she has a lot of softness to her. She has a gentleness. And so I was not operating in that. I didn't see that happening in my household. And so I grew up with the fact that, with the story of just being hard, right? And I had to recognize there were certain things that led me to recognizing I felt out of balance. I had hormonal things going on with me. I have a lot of things going on, and it's still not perfect because healing is a daily work. And so I'm not claiming that I'm totally healed. I'm claiming that I have started my journey. I've been on it for a while, and every day or every month, something comes up to say, look, your divine is out of this. Your divine is in needs this. And so as I go through, I will be sharing. And so the divine feminine, I found myself dancing. We did a lot of dancing when I was growing up with my mother and my sister. When we would clean the floor, shine the floor, we did a lot of dancing. And so I saw myself doing that. I saw myself doing a lot of dancing, and I one day just started to dance. I started to dance because dancing will allow you to be, or to connect you to yourself. So I started to dance, and I started to feel a different type of energy, a different type of flow that was coming out of me. And I recognized, oh wow, this feels really good. I like the way I feel. This doesn't feel harsh and dominating. It feels good. I feel connected to me. I feel my sexiness. I felt my beauty. I felt everything that was divine for me. And I loved it. And after that experience, because I do believe that after having one experience of something that connects with you, it leads you to the next. And so that in itself allowed me to connect to my divine feminine, which is who I'm really meant to be. The divine feminine really allowed me to be gentle, flow, trust my intuition, um, um, use my emotions when it's needed, not just being emotional all the time, and it's still a process, and it's still a work, it's still an ongoing factor that we have to work on, right? And let me move on to the man in the feminine energy. If it's wounded, I've seen a lot of men in my life that has wounded feminine, right? They are triggered, they are controlled by anger, they're angry, they struggle with expressing themselves, they struggle with taking downtime, meditating, relaxing, doing things that are most important. Because if you consistently go like this, whether you're male or female, you're going to feel that in your body. So for the woman, she's going, and there's no slow to taking time to breathe and to relax and to trust and to dance and to feel herself. She's going to feel drained. She's going to feel pain. The man is going to operate out of anger, and it's going to just be chaotic. His life, his career, his family life, everything is just going to flow out of control pretty much. And nothing is wrong with getting out of control, because that is really when you get in control. Because something has to be out of order for it to come in order. So we have to be asleep before we can wake up. And so nothing is wrong if you feel very horrible right now, because I've expressed this hurting feminine that needs attention, and this masculine that needs to recognize that he's strong without being angry. It's not necessarily something that we want to face, but it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time to actually dive into the essence of the balanced life. So oftentimes we run to find people to tell us what to do, where to go, how to do it. But healing these is actually going to take a lot of time working on the things that matters most. With, of course, insight, with research, and with connecting to who you are truly. The masculine can truly heal by meditating, being still, being present. A part of the masculine is to be present, to be still. They have that power, but oftentimes because they're going like this, because the feminine aspect is not balanced, they go like this. So this is just to bring awareness, and to open our eyes. And I will be doing more of these. I'm going to list a few masculine energies. We both have them, right? And that is what makes us balance. A masculine energy: supportive, leadership, structure, grounded, direction, decision making. I'm going to go over to the feminine: love, compassion, gentleness, flow, being vulnerable, sensual, feelings. All right, so for example, leadership, compassion. So the masculine, right? Leadership, feminine, compassion. You cannot be a leader without compassion. You have to have compassion. That's balancing. Another one is flow and presence. So the masculine is present. He has the presence, right? The feminine, flow. So you have to know when to be present and when to flow, right? All right, let's go. Grounded, being grounded, and also being vulnerable, right? So you have to know when it's time to know your thing and act in that. And then you have to know when it's time to be vulnerable, to open up. Listen, you hurt me as a man. You hurt me, right? And so that is why both of them is balanced. So a man should be able to tell a woman that he hurt her, and she's supposed to receive it with compassion, because we're both balanced. And so I believe that this new earth, all of that is allowing us to see and to really do the work of what's really meant to be, so that we can live our best self, or live our best lives here, and not just exist, but truly to live. And so those are some of the things that I wanted to share in the journey. And it takes time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. But as I do believe that as God leads me and guides me to create more content like these, I know that we will become whole again and well again. And even from the fact that you tune in and watch the video all the way to the end, you are going to be blessed by the awareness of who you're truly meant to be. Both divine masculine and feminine. Both energy work together. So whether you're a man, you have feminine energy. Whether you're a woman, you have masculine. But it's just to balance them so that we can move forward, into the dimensions and into the realms and into space and time to be our best self. And again, thank you so much for watching. And if this resonates with you, if you feel like you're going to do the work, if you want to see more contents like these, please comment 3 emojis of roses below to let me know you want more of this, or if it connects with you, or if it helped you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace and love to you.